$1,000 per person selling personal info on the dark web. ExpressVPN creates a secure, encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet so that hackers can't steal your sensitive data.
Awesome.
It take a hacker with a supercomputer over 1 billion years to get past ExpressVPN.
I don't like these ads anymore, okay? Where was my NordVPN ads? Did I say this? All it does is it protects people from seeing your IP address, or protects people from monitoring your traffic if they're like on your router. Did I ever say, in any of my NordVPN ads, did I ever say protects you from hackers? How the f does a VPN protect you from a hacker? Or Surfshark protect you from a hacker? It's a VPN. It anonymizes your internet connection to a site so people can't necessarily see who's connecting. That's it. It protects you from rats. They can't connect to you via your IP if they don't have it, just like they can't DDoS you if they do it to your VPN IP. A remote access toolkit is going to be on your computer if you download and run a file that you're not supposed to. A VPN will not protect you from that. What are you talking about? If you go on a bad site on a VPN, you download dumb shit and run it on your box, your shit is owned. It doesn't matter if you have a VPN or not. Well, I'm getting trolled. I'm getting trolled. I'm getting trolled. Did this guy troll me? He must be trolling me. Every time I try to hack someone and find out they have a VPN, I get so upset I give up. Is it not true that VPNs encrypt your internet traffic? For example, you're using public Wi-Fi accessing websites. Where is Cake at? Isn't every single thing on the internet encrypted? Is HTTP without the HTTPS, is that even a thing anymore? Will your browser even let you go to a non-encrypted site? I think by default, I think everything is encrypted these days. I don't think there's any non-encrypted internet traffic anymore. I think everything is encrypted by default. I don't know if a VPN, what is like the default HTTPS encryption? Is there like a default, or is it like different levels that are declared by the site you're on? But no, I don't think a VPN is all the VPN does is hide your IP address, essentially. And it might make it more difficult for, do we know what a VPN is? Do I need to explain this? I don't want to do this. We're not doing this. All a VPN does is it makes it so that, here's what a VPN does, okay? A VPN takes a whole bunch of different boxes, okay? Mom's house, dad's house, sister's house, brother's house, stepsister, stepbrother. All of these people might have different IP addresses. And if they go to a website, this website can go, ah, it's mom. Or this site can go, oh, it's dad. Or this can go, oh, it's stepsister. All the VPN does is go, oh, that's VPN accessing me. Oh, that's VPN accessing me. Oh, that's VPN accessing me. And oh, that's VPN accessing me. Or if somebody is in a house, for instance, if you come to my house and you're sleeping in one of my rooms, and maybe I'm like, oh, I wonder what websites they're going to. Oh, I think I can bring up logs on my router. I don't know how much access you have to the AT&T router. I'm sure there's some way you can get into it and check, or you can install a different firmware on it. You can go on and check, like, oh, look at this. If I look at my router, I can see every website you're going to. That's it. All I can see is the address, but I can at least see what websites you're going to. Interesting. Okay, cool. I can see the IPs. I can see the DNS resolution. I can see the names. Right. Okay, cool. Oh, you're going to Hub. Oh, you're going on this. Okay, awesome. Right. But if you use a VPN, all I'm saying is, oh, he's going to VPN. 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 That's all you can see. Okay. That's all it does, though. Okay. But all it does, hold on, and also be very, very, very clear. All it does is hide your all it does is hide your IP address. Notice I'm not saying that it anonymizes you. That's not true. I'm not saying that it hides your identity. That's not true. And I'm not saying it makes you impossible to track. That's not true. Right? I'm pretty sure the vast majority of tracking these days, by the way, I'm saying this with no expertise, it's just an intuition, I could be wrong. I'd be surprised if I was wrong, but I'm pretty sure the vast majority of tracking these days is done via like session tracking, meaning if you go to a website and you don't have any kind of ad block or ghostery or any other cuck shit like that, and this website puts a cookie, okay, a piece of digital information that's stored on your browser that can be accessed by other sites. If it puts a cookie in your browser and then it sees you going to a bunch of different sites, it doesn't matter if you're on a VPN or not, right? How do you know? Why is it that for my phone, when I'm at home and I log into Amazon on the website, it logs in, but when I go out on the street and I log into Amazon, oh, it's still logged in. Well, how does it know it's me? It doesn't know that because of your IP address. It knows that because in an unsophisticated way, it could be because you're literally logged in. Well, no, that is a type of session browser tracking, right? It's because your browser itself is storing bits of information to help track you across sometimes multiple websites, depending on the advertising model and blah, 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 right? So for instance, mom could turn her VPN on and go to www.bigblackdownmoms.com, okay, and log into that website, or not log into it, just have the cookies on her browser because she's not using incognito mode, she's not using ghostery, she's not using whatever else, and then she could turn the VPN off and she'll go back to that website and they'll still remember her. Oh, shit. Well, how do you remember me? I was using a VPN before. Because the VPN just provides one level of protection, which is just the IP revealing level, which doesn't even really matter that much because most session tracking probably isn't even done on the IP level anyway. Okay, no more random shit. We're done. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of more sophisticated ways they could track you too, depending on how much information a browser by default reveals of the client. I don't know how much is revealed by default. Isn't a VPN also useful for security if you're connected to an unsecured Wi-Fi network? Why? Why would that make it more secure? If you're connected to an unsecured network, the only thing people can typically see are things that you're doing on websites. Or no, they can't even see what you're doing. They just see they can see the traffic. But if you use a VPN, the VPN is still after the unsecured Wi-Fi, right? If my box is connecting to an unsecured Wi-Fi, I have to go through that to get to the VPN. The only thing I'd be changing by connecting to VPN is where I'm sending the traffic to through the box, meaning all of my traffic is going through to a VPN instead of www.hugedadx.com or something. Is it plausible that a VPN merely decreases the probability of one getting hacked? This would be my guess. If you took 100 people that got hacked, if you took 1,000 people that got hacked and you gave them all VPNs, I think you would probably prevent one of them from getting hacked. 999 would still get hacked. That would be my guess, okay? Destiny, no, you were thinking of a proxy. The data is still encrypted on the device when using a VPN. Everything on the internet is 2024. Not 1998, bro. Everything on the internet is encrypted. There is no such thing as packet sniffing to see, oh my God. Like, bro, hacking in the 90s was a joke, okay? Hacking in the 90s was, oh, I downloaded a program on my laptop and I pushed a button and now I've got packets flying through the air. Oh, this packet says Stephen Bonnell, social security code, XYZ, username, plain text, password, plain text, or it's like the most simplistic hash in the world that a 6-year-old Chinese math contest winner could solve by hand and paper, okay? That type of shit isn't possible anymore. In order to hack today, it's going to be a lot of social engineering, day zero exploits, or just people being retarded, like downloading and running shit that they shouldn't run, okay? So no, like sniffing packets out of the air and just like pulling plain text information from these packets. Like, oh, now I've got your data and I've got your stream of connections. I can hack it. You're not going to do shit anymore, okay? Unless you've got like a quantum supercomputer and the patience to wait till the heat death of the universe to crack some of these encryptions, all right? What is a day zero exploit? Okay. If you remember, ask me on the next commercial break. I don't know how we got so sidetracked.
And .com/Jordan.
Wait, I will answer this one question, okay? I'm going to answer this one question, okay? Because it's important. Somebody said, how do people get hacked nowadays then? People get hacked nowadays typically is because, and I'm talking hack, not like you lose your password by responding to something. Usually it's because you click a link that you think is authentic. It asks you to download a program, and then you download it, and then you run it. It might not always be a program. It could be like a Windows screensaver file or something. But it's when you download a thing and you run it, and that file is something you shouldn't be running. And then a screen will pop up, and it'll say, hello, do you want to allow this particular program to run at the executable level on this layer of your system? And then you click yes. And then once you click yes, now your shit is fucked. That's where most people get hacked, okay? Or other types of things can happen with exploits on like game servers or something like that. That's a totally different thing. But in terms of like an ordinary person getting hacked, that's going to be the thing that happens. Okay. Some programs run themselves though. Destiny, Aquarama91. Can somebody tag him in chat because I think his stream is lagged, or he might still be using something called Windows XP. Okay. On most operating systems in the past decade and a half, programs can't run themselves. There's something called user access control, I think, is the UAC. That's why when you run a program today, that's why your whole screen goes, turns black, and it's like, are you sure you want to do this? That's the retard mode. That's the thing saying like, hey, just letting you know, if you say yes to the wrong thing here, your shit is, are you sure you want to run this? That's the whole point of that thing. Now, back in the day, on Windows XP, on Windows ME, on Windows 95, like you could just have, shit was crazy. Back then, the world was crazy, okay? It's not like that anymore, okay? Okay. The value in hacking these days is not something on it. Oh God, this is what we're gonna do all day. The value in hacking these days is not something on a local machine. No actors care about local machines. I agree. They care about getting access to PayPal, social media, Gmail, bank, etc. They do that with advanced AITM phishing attacks AITM. Is that AI in the middle? Phishing attacks? Or actor in the middle? I think I agree with you. Yeah, I think that's probably typically how most things are going to be done when it comes to hacking. Most people that are hacking you aren't going to be like, I've got a remote executable on his box. Like, we got a keylogger, we're going to dump all the information, blah, blah, blah. What most, honest to God, it wouldn't surprise me. What most people probably do is you go online, you either pay or you just access it, because these databases are probably, a lot of them are available openly on like Tor, is you find a database, you go, oh, look, John Smith banks with Wells Fargo. John Smith banks with Wells Fargo, and here's John Smith's phone number. Let's see if I can look up his docs somewhere else. Oh, here's John Smith's docs. Oh, and his docs, it's got an email account listed. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, and passwords that he uses. And he uses the same password for every website. Awesome. Here's what I'm going to do. Okay, I got John Smith's phone number. I've got some of his docs. Okay, all right. We're going to go to wellsfargo.com. Okay. I'm going to see it in the login I'm going to put the email in and a commonly used password. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to text John Smith and I'm going to say, hey, John Smith, or I'm going to call John Smith if I'm super. I'm going to say, hey, John Smith, this is a representative from Wells Fargo. I just said that I noticed we had some strange behavior on your account. We just wanted to call and confirm that that behavior was authorized or not. And John Smith would go, oh, okay. And then I might say, John Smith, in order to grant me access to the account, Wells Fargo is going to text you a code. Can you please read me that code so that I'm authorized to access your account so I can make sure I'm talking to the real John Smith? And John Smith will go, yeah, sure. John Smith is going to look at his phone, and then as a hacker, now I'm going to try to enter the email address and the password that I found in the database, and I know he makes it. Then I'm going to enter it, and it's going to go, oh, two-factor authentication. We're going to text you a code to log in. John Smith is going to look at his phone, and he's going to go, okay, Wells Fargo, because it's going to come from Wells Fargo. They text him the number 123456, and the hacker, who's a hacker, right, at this point, is going to go, okay, thanks, John. We just wanted to verify, did you purchase this thing for $600? Oh, no, you didn't? Okay, cool. Well, thanks a lot. We're glad you called. We just wanted to check. Thanks for banking Wells Fargo. They're going to hang up, and now they've got full access to your account because you gave them the two-factor authentication to get in. That would be like a common way to get into an account. It doesn't involve like hacking or rootkits or crazy shit like that. It's usually like some social engineering with leaked databases of passwords and shit on other websites. That's why you shouldn't reuse the same password. That's why when Google tells you your password is being reused, you need to change it. It's why you should use a two-factor authentication that you don't give to anybody else. This is why when you get text messages and they say, don't give this to anybody else, just use it for yourself, because people will call and try to do that, okay? Okay. Okay. How do hackers hack companies then? Do they have this? That's a more complicated thing. That's actual hacking. So it's just human error? Yes. Most hacking is phishing, or it's usually phishing, or it's social engineering. Yes.